Greetings, fellow colony ship captains. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, episode 45, Second Solar System. So colony targets. So here's my thinking, and I'll just think out loud and then let you guys ultimately decide. So one is that Jibid was a really good candidate down here, because it has a gate. It has 2 empty stable locations. It has what could be a breadbasket world. Granted, it's polluted and decivilized, but still it has organics and farmland and all that. And then it has some like a very hot no atmosphere world, which would be good for a military world. So it kind of has what you would need to support like a new colony. And then the added bonus is it is within the 10 light years of a shunt. So Asphodel has a shunt, and Jibid is within 10 light years of it. Or has a tap, I should say. So where to colonize? And it's going to take me a minute to like type up the options. So we have Jibid, which is food, military, with shunt, or with tap. All right. Another one of the options that we almost went with really early on for the original one was Merax. Another thing to consider is at the moment, I'm more or less restricted to just 2 planets because I'm not using AI cores, because as soon as I use AI cores, I get the attention of the hegemony. But the reason I mention this is at some point in the future, it's very plausible that I'm no longer threatened enough by the hegemony to warrant just storing my AI cores, meaning that we can start to use AI cores as governors and the like. So what I'm trying to say is, for now, I'm restricted to 2 planets just because it's my administration limit, but that won't necessarily be my limit forever, which means a system like Merax could be attractive because it has a lot of potential planets. So the other one would be Merax, and Merax has like a tundra world. 2 tundra worlds that potentially have decent food. They're colder, but still. So, food and gas giants. So the other advantage of this is it doesn't have a no atmosphere. It has a hot no atmosphere world that we could fusion lamp into being very hot. So it's a little bit less militarily protected. So the thinking is the no atmosphere. There's a well, all right. This is I know I'm starting to be a little confusing here, but in terms of benefits that we could offer up these new planets, I need to go to the storage here. So some of the benefits that we could offer up the new planets is the orbital fusion lamp increases the temperature and removes things like poor light or darkness. We have pristine nanoforges, which can increase the production capacity of a world, provided it is, but if it's habitable, it causes pollution. We've got the autonomous mantle bore, which can be installed on mining worlds that are not habitable. We have got the catalytic core, which can be installed for refining in no atmosphere environments. We also have the bioembryo factory, which would be for light industry, so that's really good if there's organics to be mined. Then we have the plasma dynamo, which increases the volatiles production on gas giants. So for a second world, we'll probably want one that is for food and maybe for light industry, and the other could be for gas and gas refining, or it could be for mining and ore refining. You know, those are sort of the ideas. But the reason I mention this is if we end up wanting another military world, I don't at the moment have another cryo-arithmetic engine, but cryo-arithmetic engines would make the new world really well protected but only if the world is in extreme heat. So we would be ideally looking for a extreme heat world. But the other reason I mentioned the atmosphere is things like fuel production for the synchrotron core requires there to be not atmosphere. So there's some restrictions upon how quote unquote meta we can make the industries of these new worlds, depending on whether it has atmosphere or not. So Merax, if we go back to Merax here, it's right here. Merax have these, has like an abundant volatiles gas giant, which would be really good for volatiles because we know we have a pretty high supply for volatiles. And then it has high heat, extreme high heat worlds that would be good for military, plus rich ore and abundant ore, things like that. So the Merax, I think, has more natural resources than Jibid. So if we compare the two, and I know I'm going into a lot of detail, but there's no like backseas in these cases, which is why I'm going into a lot of detail. Jibid has, decent ores, but the world that we would likely, if we do this one, it doesn't have quite as much ore. So some other contenders here. If we just simply sort by hazard rating, let's take a look. So if we just wanted food and organics, Beta Khufu here, which is actually quite close to Aemon, our homeworld, so it's not inconvenient to get there. Has really good food worlds, so that's an option too. And we could start to corner the food and supplies economy. So the one thing to analyze is maybe how our standing is in terms of the economy. Give me 1 second. Just trying to type everything up. It's complicated, and I know I don't necessarily expect you to all follow along. But if we take a look at like the economy here, for like organics, for instance, Sean and Arcona, you can see like who leads it. The quantity of organics. So like I only have 12% of the organics market. For ore, I have 17% of the ore market. For supplies, I have 12%. For domestic goods, I have 18%. For drugs, I have 20%. For luxury goods, I have 34%. The reason I'm mentioning this is if we want to specifically focus on cornering one industry, kind of like how Syndra and Dictat corners fuel, there might be a reason to colonize worlds that advance our market dominance as well. There's nothing necessarily stopping enemy worlds from doing the same thing, right? So like if I tried to corner the fuel market, there's nothing really stopping Syndra and Dictat from colonizing a bunch of additional fuel worlds. I do have a pretty sizable share of the volatiles market too. So volatiles and domestic goods, I'm quite up there for. Let's see, Azarun. Transmutonic ore, it's pretty good. For processed metals, only 17%. There we go. For heavy machinery, I'm 40% of the global market between Petrol and Azarun with nanoforged, pristine nanoforged orbital works. So I'm quite the baron of supply of that. And also, I'm assuming, yes, heavy armaments. So one could make the argument that I should focus on like mining worlds that could be nanoforged to corner the market even further. And that's also true of the ship hull and weapons. And then what other industries have not checked? Fuel, 38%. So I'm pretty good in fuel. Syndra and Dictat's downfall at the hands of their enemies has put me in a pretty good position to do a lot of fuel processing as well. So I would say, yeah, I would say orbital works and fuel production, I'm probably in the best position to try to corner, if we're even trying to do that with our other worlds. You know, there is the question of, like, should I even bother? Same with volatiles. I'm pretty up there in volatiles. So, like, if I colonized both of Merax's gas giants, you know, I could easily corner the volatiles market. And I have artificially increased the demand for volatiles, given the fusion lamp to Kanta. So, like, you know. But, all right. So there we go. Taking a look at, I'll add a few more other planet systems as possibilities here. So this has a plentiful volatiles, and this has food. So this system is not terrible. Where is it exactly? Beta has a lot of stable points. Beta what? Sorry, I'm... Okay, so it's in the northeast quadrant. So its accessibility to the core is rather low, but we're going to call that Beta Ath. All right. And maybe one other choice. Alpha Despair is boring. That's not a very good choice either. That's not a good choice either. Alright, I'll sort by class then. This has a lot of things to mine, but there would be no way to easily feed anyone here, so that's not a very good choice. That's up in Conflagration, though. That's at least close by. Hog here has... Unfortunately, has rare ore with its food, but it has, like, a little bit of everything to mine. Interestingly, it has volatiles and organics and regular ore and rare ore and food. It just has poor light. But there's really no other planets in the system that make it attractive, so never mind. We already did Beta Khufu. Nope. I'm not really interested in... Oh, Rama, right? Rama was originally one of the choices that we were looking at, right? I don't know why, though. It doesn't look very good. Huh. I could go over to Zimuzi. I think Zimuzi is a remnant-controlled world, so it'd be a little challenging to colonize that. So I think actually we're good on the 4 options that I've supplied so far. So just to quickly recap, because I know that was a ton of information. We have Jibid here. Jibid won't have really good accessibility because it's pretty far away from the core, but it does have an active gate. It is within the sphere of influence of a shunt. So that it can have extra industries, and it has 4 stable locations because it has like a gate, a nav buoy, and then 2 other stable locations. Then we have Merax. Merax has more planets than Jibid over yonder, and it's a larger system, and it has a lot more gas volatile production capabilities than Jibid. But the planets themselves are... pretty comparable. In a volcanic world that is, like, really good for mining. And then Beta Khufu would just be straight up for food. So Beta Khufu is over here. And it's just 2 food worlds at very low hazard rating, so it would be very inexpensive to set up industries here. And, potentially very profitable, because if you're running like commerce and supplies and with the plentiful organics, we could do quite a lot of light industry. And then lastly, there is Beta Ath, which is food and bottles way up yonder, where one is a very plentiful organics food world, Terran world, very low hazard rating, and then the other planet is a plentiful volatiles with a gas giant with volatiles too. So, have you guys decide? And while you're deciding that, I actually only need one more captain until I'm all captained out. So I'm gonna... I'd like to try to find another captain. I mean, I have a bunch of lobby captains, but captains are captains, you know? I'll give you 2.5 minutes to vote on that. Wow, they are not having captains anywhere here, huh? Came here because it was a gated system with 3 planets, and no one's for hire. Jeez. Well, I think these are brand new baby planets. That probably explains it. They just haven't been developed up, so they just don't have people living there. What does the tap provide? So if you clear out the defenders of the... you can set up a tap. It does have a pretty high cost to upkeep, but the benefit is that you get extra industries. Oh, yeah, here we go. Hired. Okay, we have a full fleet of captains now. So, do another raffle here for the last guy. It's entirely possible that these guys get, like, fired or, honestly, jettisoned if I end up with, like, a level 7 or something like that. If I find someone better. Ooh, that is a grand... Wow. How many Invictuses do you need, Luddic Church? Jesus. Apparently they needed all of them. How much crew would that be? There'd be like 30k crew to keep that fleet afloat. Like, dear God. Talk about ridiculous. Could I take that fleet? Not with my current one, no. If I brought my legions to bear, probably. But with that said, Invictuses are really hard to cut through because they're just like armored boats. Alright, it looks like Jibid, you are going to be our goal. So I'm going to have you pick between the first world that I colonized at Jibid and then the second one. So, let's see. I am, here it is. So here are the planets. Actually, the first one should just be the breadbasket world. It should be Melancholia. So the raffle timer is not only for the last captain, but also for the name of Melancholia. So current priority is colonize Jibid. And then I'll have you guys choose the second planet. I guess I'll put that up as a poll now. So, the second planet for Jibid. What second planet to colonize? So the advantage of a la here would be that I could do like boosted refinery due to the no atmosphere, but there's not a lot of there's only regular ore here. So no atmo, very hot regular ore. So it wouldn't be like an economic powerhouse, but it could be designed to have like better refining and the like. Gone has what is this, low gravity? So low grav for accessibility, and then but it also has low ore, so it's, you know, not so attractive, plus it's irradiated. The most abundant ore would be Guaya or whatever, which is unfortunately also high hazard rating. Very hot, most ore. And then lastly would be this no atmosphere planet with sparse ore. It does have scattered ruins and low haz though. So Lamia, which is no atmo, very low ore, but low grav. What you guys think? What is nice is because of my like, ooh, church is kicking Hedge's butt. Because of my income, I don't have to be all that efficient with my money now. All right, raffle time. So, the last captain that I have is going to be named Saucy. And then the planet Petters or Peter. If you if at any point you want to like rename yourself, there's always a channel port redemption for that, by the by. All right. So I have everything to colonize one planet. No, I almost have enough for two. So let's jump over to Jibid. It is really nice that it has a gate. Not gonna lie. Cuts down on travel time a lot. So the first one I wanted... Oh, and we should also claim the nav buoy. And set up a stability point too. It's good that we're renaming the planet from peace between Tritac and yes. Peace with Hedge, yes. I'm trying not to have my allies get into too many wars without me. Oh, there's people living in here? Okay, whatever. Colony. There we go. So I want to set up, let's say, farming. And then... I don't have a ton of money for other things, but we'll do farming for now and then maybe an orbital station afterwards. The second planet that you wanted to consider will be the high hazard rating, but also the most yield. So, Guaya. What do I need for the stability point, though? So I should also bring over some transphotonics and metals next time I'm here. It also wouldn't be bad to have a sensor array too, so I'll bring 10 and 60 when I come back. I haven't really fully explored this system too, possibly. Like, there might be debris fields and things that I don't know. Obviously I would know about the planets, but possibly not other things. Okay. Well, while I'm doing this, you guys are going to have a big choice to make, which is, what is the next big task for me? And I need to go, oh, there should be metals in the... Really? There's not even any metals in the open market? Fine, I'll head over to Azarun. Wait! Perseant League has a planet? Ah, okay. The Luddic Path is striking, or the Perseant League is striking a path base that I didn't know about, I guess. It's good to know. And even though it's like maybe not a good idea to colonize both planets at the same time, just because of expense, I'm doing it anyway. Hey, Zacho, thank you for the bits. And the funny cheer message about trying to buy Syndrium brand fuel. You know, the only reason Syndrium brand fuel is available to be purchased is my charity, making sure that their faction didn't go extinct. That's right. I should also probably put my freelance admins in... Oh, you know what? My admins need names too, don't they? Okay, hold on. Raffle timer for the names. I totally forgot that they are unnamed. So, good luck with that. But I'm gonna put them as governors, because I don't want the huge penalties. It looks like you guys want me to start working for... And also, Guaya here is going to need a name too, so I'll rename it after the fact. And we'll set mining up. Okay. So they're both set up. And you are going to be administrated by this guy. Looking good. Lots of planets. I have enough to put orbital stations at both. I think that's what I'm going to do. That'll be the first investment I put in either is orbital stations. And then while I'm here, let's go out to the staple points and get ourselves some comms and some sensors. So there's comms. Growth admin unlocked. Hey, look at that. I have space for another admin. And my operative leveled up too. What are my operatives doing? I haven't checked in a while. So, no Relsey still raising a relationship between Sindrian and I. So that's good. And then the other one is just keeping the Ludic cells in check. Also totally acceptable. More hydrates. Cheers. I think that was the last of my coffee. Cool. So this is like a fully invested in system now. Looking good. Stability's already 5. Well, that's what I like to see. The decivilized subpopulation won't be able to go away, but at least it will increase its pop growth. So petters will grow quick. And you're already 7. Wowie. Resurgence. Faction, Azaroon. What? Remnants of the Ludic Path have gathered to invade Azaroon. Excuse me? Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, current priority right now. Defend Azaroon. What the hell? And then after that, I'll do what you guys want me to, which will be, let's say, and then work with remnants. Ridiculous. How many raffles have we had in the last 20 minutes? Yeah, there's been a lot to name, to be fair. So where are they even coming from? I don't know. But what I do know is the current high-tech cruisers that I have in my fleet are absolutely designed like cow dung. So, if I really want to defend Azaroon, I need to uncow dung my own ships. Because, yeah, these are cow dung ships. So, let's work on that. So, grabbing my other high-tech cruisers. And I think for now, I will keep, like, the Legions, even though they're not high-tech, they're midliners. Or they're low-techers. It's fine. If I get the chance to get another Paragon or something, you know, maybe I'll take it. But let's refit these ships now so that they're not totally poop. And that was the raffle timer for the planet. Let's do planet first. Steel Boot. That's a good name for a mining planet. And then the admins. We've got Dom. Oops. And then... that was weird. It, like, disappeared what he was adminning. Doopy Smurf. Yep. Dear Doopy Smurf, the administrator of Steel Boot. I love it. Okay, taking a look at these ships here. So, the Apogees... I think tack lances would be ideal, but I don't believe I can make them. So let's take a look. Large energy. I really only have plasma cannons. So I'm just going to have to... oh, no, I have high intensity lasers. Do I have high intensity lasers I can put on this thing? I do. So we'll do a high intensity laser with... and this thing has a range of 1,000. So we're going to want something ideally at about a range of 1,000. I'm going to do Grav Beam, because Grav Beam makes you take extra damage. For the small energy points... Ooh... General Tack Lasers. And I no longer have extra General Tack Lasers. So let's go ahead and manufacture some. I'm just going to order 20 of them. For high intensity lasers, I'll order 4. I don't know how many I'm going to need exactly. So we're not really going to be able to outfit these ships exactly how I'd want to until we have those orders fulfilled. Now, the large missile hardpoints aren't front facing, so having dumbfire things makes less sense. So we're going to want something that isn't dumbfired, basically something that tracks. And I'm going to say either Locust, SRMs, or Squalls, and I think... So the Squalls is just like a barrage, a continual barrage of missiles to keep the pressure up. And that's... Do I know how to make Locusts? Alright, I do have the Squalls, but I don't know if I have the Locust SRMs. Large missile. I have Hammer, Cyclone, Locust. So I can make some Locust SRMs. I'm going to order some. But I think I would be happier with Squalls anyway. So we'll put a Squall in there for now. And then for a small one, Squalls probably work pretty well with Salamanders. So Salamanders like knock your engines out, and Squalls are just like a barrage of missiles. And the reason why the Salamanders typically don't work is they get point defensed. But with Squalls, you have a constant missile pressure, keeping pressure on their point defense. So as a result, Salamanders will have a better chance of landing. Or maybe I want Swarmers. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do Swarmer launchers because there's not a lot of anti-small craft in this design. Then in the back, I might just do 2 heavy burst and then put tack lasers in these slots. I don't love the design, but, you know, I'll have to do. And then as far as other add-ons, advanced optics would be one obvious one for increased beam range. And then dedicated targeting, or actually, not dedicated targeting, integrated targeting unit. The shield arc on this is already 360. I don't know if I want other things on this. So I could consider putting like stabilized shields or something like that, but I think for now this is fine. And then the other one is going to be built very much the same way. So auto fit this balanced design that I came up with and paste it in. The problem is there's a lot of pieces that are missing. So I don't have the tack lasers for it exactly. Can you do asteroid mining in the game? Not in vanilla, no. Alright, Doom. God, it's been so long since I've built a Doom. I know how to build player-run Dooms. I don't know how to build AI-controlled Dooms. Generally, player Dooms, you would use antimatter blasters to coordinate with its mine laying. But I am not sure about AI Dooms, to be honest. I'm going to go with, like, probably ion pulsers here. Or actually, maybe just well, yeah, do grab beams. And then I'm going to need a bunch of those tack lasers. Although, for small slots here, this might need more point defense. So burst PD lasers would be good here. And then in front, I'm going to do antimatter blasters with So these are small missile slots. Maybe Reap to pair up with its mines? Or Locust SRMs? Where's the... Do I have Locust SRMs yet? No? Of course I don't. This is why I don't like designing ships, is because, like, I'll take a look at what I have available, and I'm like, well, what I wanted, I don't have, so what's next? You know, and it's always like that. I could just give this hammers. Or, yeah, maybe hammers, or typhoons. Oh, these are medium slot. Oh, I was thinking this was small slot. I'm stupid. So if it's medium slot, Sabos? Again, did I just pick the one thing I don't... No, I have Sabo SRMs. Okay. So Sabo SRMs will knock out their shields paired with the grav launcher, grav beams, and that should shred. So I need to make one more antimatter blaster if I can. Do I have the blueprints for that? Where are they anyway? Here, sort by alphabetized. No, I don't know how to make another antimatter blaster. I'm going to leave it blank and, like, try to shop for one. Because they're not too hard to buy on the weapons market. So I'll just keep an eye out for antimatter blasters being sold. Alright, so that's the Doom. It needs an antimatter blaster. And then, finally, the Auroras. And I've never known how to outfit Auroras well. So, that makes me nervous. Oh, also, I'm not really sure if this needs ITUs. I think, because it's a phase ship, phase anchor, and... Red brings doom to the galaxy? I do. Or at least I'm trying to. It really depends if the AI is any good at controlling them. So adaptive phase coils. Just to read the two. This modification allows coils to handle higher levels of hard flux, increasing the threshold at which speed bottoms out by 50%. For standard design coils with no other modifications, this takes the threshold from 50 to 75. So for phase anchors, it reduces the phase cloak activation cost to 0 and increases the soft flux dissipation and weapon recharge by double when phased. When suffering critical damage that would otherwise destroy or disable the ship, able to initiate an emergency deep dive into phase space. The ship counts as retreated and will emerge into normal space when the combat is over. I think I want to use phase anchor, and then we'll, like, tinker from there. Alright, so Auroras. Oh boy, am I going to make the dumbest Auroras ever. I think having, like, really good support Auroras would be ideal. The problem is... Okay, grav beams and ion beams will be really, really annoying. Just like, what other medium-sized high energy do I have? So I've got pulse lasers. Phase lances. Phase lances wouldn't be a terrible idea. Ion pulsers. Either ion pulsers or phase lances, and I think phase lances, I I'm gonna go ion pulse. I'll roll out some ion pulse. I'm gonna have these guys, these Auroras, like, just keep the pressure up. So how many I only have one ion pulsar now. Oh, the only issue with that, I would say, is the range of this ion pulse is only very short. So I would have to design the whole thing to be very short. Very short range for everything. This is probably a very dumb design that won't work, and like I'm totally all about that. So yeah, I need 1, 4, 7 more ion pulsars. I don't have the ability to make antimatter blasters, so that's not a choice, I don't think. I could just give it all ion cannons. That'd be really funny. Just like be so annoying. If I had the blueprint for antimatter blasters, I would consider that. Oh my god, just ion everything. This is a bit of a joke ship. I kind of like it. Oh man, it's silly. So we'd probably want ITUs and maybe give it a better shield arc and targeting gyros. All right, and I'm not going to have anything for the other two ships like at all. In fact, so much so that these are going to have to get dry docked. Well, no, I might as well keep clearing their demods. I'll just auto-fit them for now. So Azrune's coming under attack, but it's going to be a while. So maybe what I'll try to do is shop for the Doom while I wait. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Ascendancy, which originally streamed live on Twitch, August 20th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.